My dad always said, you know, when we meet our Creator, He's not going to ask us what kind of car we drove, what kind of house we lived in, or how many toys we had. He's going to ask us, what did you do to make a difference in your fellow mankind? To live a journey with a father that lived that example and a mother that lived that example. It's not about material things. The most beautiful thing that my mom did for us, she gave us our faith. She talked every day about kindness.
As a mother, you want them to turn out to be very kind, good people. It was very important for Jack and I to have children that had values, and God was a very important part of our lives. And our children grew up knowing what was right and wrong, and they aren't any better than anybody else.
It has served me, my sister, and my brother well. In 1964, Western Metal Supply was started by two young guys that took a gamble. When they started that business, part of the mission statement was, we will give back to the community. Western Metal Supply, it's funny because I go like, hey, we sell toilets and sewer pipe. We're a wholesale plumbing supply company. And then we've expanded into distribution of other products, so waterworks, landscape, HVAC, etc. And I tell our employees all the time, hey, we don't just sell toilets and sewer pipe. We make a difference in people's lives.
It's not just that he believes in that, he believes, and he makes the people in his circle believe that, and he makes the businesses that he does work with believe that.
At Western Nevada Supply, we are not employees. So really, we call each other teammates, but more than that, we're family. Giving definitely is most important to Rick. Many, many years ago, we used to give our customers Christmas presents. It would be anything from knife sets to appliances. And then Rick realized there's a greater need and a way that we could all give back that made a lot more sense. So now we take underprivileged kids shopping every year for Christmas. When we first started doing it, we realized these kids weren't running in there and trying to get presents for themselves. They were going in and buying for their parents. In addition to that, it's not just us employees taking them shopping, it's our customers as well.
I don't know of a better person than Rick Reviglio when it comes to motivating and inspiring people. Rick is a person who believes in what he's doing and in what it is that he is saying to people.
You know, to hear Rick talk passionately about whether it's the Boys and Girls Club or Nevada or Bishop Manogue or any of a number of nonprofits that he's out there supporting, PBS, right on down the line, that is contagious. He brings so much passion to whatever he's doing.
All four of my grandparents came from Italy to Ellis Island, to the San Francisco Bay Area with nothing except for a dream. And America provided. My grandfather started out as a landscape laborer, and one other grandfather started as a sheetrock hanger. And they both ended up having the American dream, their own businesses. I saw my grandparents come being discriminated against. Many of the immigrants had to change their names, and the lowest paying jobs. But they loved America, and they found a way, and America also gave back to them. God bless America. When my dad and uncle were 13, Dad 13 and my Uncle Tom 10 years old, their father, he started a landscape business. He ended up with a nursery, and he was killed one day helping a competitor of his in the landscape business change his tire. They come home from school. Their mother says, your father was killed today. We're going to the funeral home to say goodbye to him. They went to the funeral home, they're crying, and they leave the funeral home and they're outside, and their mother says, no more crying, we have to go to work. They never got to play in high school sports or extracurricular activities. Giving back and giving kids and underserved kids, and really anybody in the community, an opportunity to have opportunities they didn't have. People joke about this, that he actually put more time into the Boys and Girls Club than he did Western Mass Supply Company. I think he did.
I always said, this Boys and Girls Club is costing us a lot of money. And he said, it's good.
You might be giving those kids their only opportunity for food, their only opportunity for shelter, their only opportunity for mentoring, their only opportunity for a way out.
You can tell when Rick speaks that he's put thought into what he's talking about. He's put research into what he's talking about.
There's the Jack T. Reviglio Chipino Feed and Auction, which is the premier fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club.
One of the better times of my life was helping in the starting of the Chipino Feed.
That is the anchor event in the community. Would not have happened without the Reviglios.
I scrubbed so many clams. One time I came home and I told Jack, my fingers are raw. I'm not going to do this again. And every time I turned around and I'd do it again.
Very passionate about our church. I'm passionate about all the schools in Northern Nevada, whether it's parochial, non-parochial, and we help in all those arenas.
At the university, he's always been incredibly supportive of athletics and the university itself.
His enthusiasm for athletics is basically based off his enthusiasm for young people. As coaches, you get attached to your players and you recruit them, and all you want is the best for them. And in a 5-year span here, I had probably 45 guys that have interacted with Rick Reviglio. And some of the things that I've seen him do for them, it's just been amazing.
Bishop Minogue High School, I know he's been supportive of that, and the Catholic Church.
Virtually every cause that I've been involved in for the last 2.5 years, Rick has been a part of in one way or another. Rick gives to others in a lot of very quiet ways that I will never know and other people will never know. And he actually, I think, derives more enjoyment and personal satisfaction from the times when he doesn't receive the recognition.
That child, from the time he was little, I said to Jack, this child has more energy than you and I have in our lifetime. He never stepped foot that he wasn't running. It was like, put my foot down and I'm going to run.
He truly is an energizer, buddy. He's a spark. I mean, I believe my dad is one of one when it comes to energy. I've never seen someone go and go and go like that. It's funny because he goes to sleep at probably sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night at work, and he wakes up at 3:01 in the morning because
you got to be a nut to get up at 3. So you get up at 3:01, you get on the treadmill, and that's a treadmill of life.
I love his enthusiasm and energy in everything he does. I can't think of somebody as high energy as Rick.
He's one who tries to get as much as he can in every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every year. Adventure kind of seems to follow him, and sometimes I get sucked up into the vortex. Like, oh no. And even when I'm not with him anymore, adventure, if I'm out on my own, adventure will follow me and I think, Ricky, I'm stuck in your vortex. Humor is kind of the root of our relationship.
Kathy, wow. I'm not even sure where to start and where to end, but I remember going off to college. It's the first week of school, and I'm watching this girl's soccer game. And I asked my friend, I said, who is that? And he says, that's Kathy DeVolio. And I say, Kathy DeVolio? My last name's Reviglio. When I marry her, she'll barely have to change her name.
I feel such pride in that I'm married to him, and he's such a generous, caring, wonderful human being.
And she is one of the most beautiful people, inside and out, that I've met in my journey in life. More beautiful even inside. You will never hear Kath say a negative thing about another human being. Obviously, I love her, but the bigger, I adore her. I adore my wife.
Family and quality time is such an important thing to him.
he carves out so much time for us.
He truly comes to every single game.
I mean, I'm playing club rugby. It's not the most important thing in the world, but my dad's flying out to watch us.
We go to church, we have meals together.
Since I was a kid, discipline, manners was something that he drove as hard as he could into us.
Saying please, thank you, Mr., Mrs., opening doors for people.
Whenever we were in a store, at a restaurant, he would always practice with us. And so he would act like he was somebody else, and he would say, look me in the eye, firm grip, say, nice to meet you, Mr. or Miss whatever, and how are you? It doesn't matter what anyone else says about you, as long as you're kind to others, that's what's most important.
Rick has a real wonder with the experience of life itself.
He's super interested in everybody around him.
When he walks in the room, I mean, the whole room lights up, and he doesn't fail to put a smile on anybody's face. Everybody around him, I believe, feels the love that my dad gives, treating everybody like they're his best friend.
Rick will probably have a lot of people who are saying incredible things about him. Unless you get to spend time with him, I don't know if it'll really ever completely capture his essence. I mean, he is a good person to the bone, to the DNA, to the bone marrow.
He's so authentic. There's just not very many people like that. Go back to what his dad said. What are you going to do to benefit other people that doesn't benefit you?
Leaving the world better than you found it. I mean, I think my dad is definitely on track to do that, if you ask me. Might be a little biased, but I feel like I can speak for others on that one.
I think that's what God wants us to do, is to leave the world a better place. Other people could give so much, but the one that gave a little and that was all he could give, that's the most important. And he gave from his heart. His little gift was just as big as this man that gave so much.
It just even feels better to give than receive, right?
When you give, you see the joy, you see the effect it has on other people. The generosity of the people in this community blows my mind. It seems that if anyone has any kind of problem in Northern Nevada, they call Rick. Who are we gonna call? Rick Reviglio! And he won't say no. Sometimes I think back, like I think about his dad and how impactful his dad was on his life, and I just envision him up in heaven looking down and just so proud of what Ricky does. I know I'm proud of him.
You gotta give, and give till it hurts, and then give some more, because there's your opportunity to make a difference in mankind through time, treasure, or talents.